friends, welcome to another video. I just got back from my morning walk. As you can see, it is humid outside. The weather's been crazy. You guys are probably like, what the frick, Lexi? Because like 2 videos ago, I think, it was like a snowstorm. And today, it is like 80 degrees. It is 7:50 a.m. right now. And it's already humid as heck. But today, we're gonna do a full day of eating. I know they are one of your guys' favorite videos. They're fun for me to film. And I don't really have much of a plan today as far as food. I'm going to train midday. Mondays are jam-packed with work. But I have my bone broth this morning. Got outside, took Jax to get some fresh air. And now I'm going to whip up a quick breakfast. I don't currently track macros. I did for a really long time, so that really does aid me in eating intuitively and like not tracking and still making smart choices, right? Eating balanced meals, making sure that I'm eating enough. But yeah, it's been about a year since I've been intuitively eating, and it's always a work in progress. For sure. Like, I look back to when I started and I'm like, oh, I'm way more intuitive now. And it's not that one way of eating is like better than another. I think I've just really learned to like trust my body, knowing that my weight is going to fluctuate a little bit. That's okay. What I eat day to day is gonna fluctuate. But I'm thinking I'm gonna have a waffle, and I'm like really in a fruit mood. So thinking that's what we're gonna do for breakfast. We have breakfast. So I have my waffle, 2 chicken sausages, fruit, and then a whole egg and egg whites. She is beautiful. So I'm not gonna lie, I am not hungry at all this morning, which I used to not get hungry in the morning because I like pushed my first meal off so late for so long. Just like with prep and stuff like that, I would try to eat my first meal like earliest 11 a.m. But it's so important, especially as females, to make sure that you are eating breakfast, preferably before you have coffee, just to prevent your cortisol from spiking, because that can pull from female reproductive hormones, mess with your cycle. It also is just really gonna mess with like blood sugar and energy levels, even if you don't have like hormone issues. Realistically, if you are eating enough food, it's gonna be really hard to do that if you're not starting to eat until like 11. Like, why are you doing that, you know? So anyways, I just gradually started eating earlier. Like, I would just have something really small, etc. Now most days I wake up hungry, but this weekend, I can't believe I didn't say this in the intro, it was so much fun. And Melissa came and visited. If you guys didn't know, you can go watch my old videos, but we lived together for 2 years, and we own a business together, and we do a podcast together. She stayed in San Diego, where I came out here, and I really don't get to see her very often. And I was like, oh, it'd be so fun to vlog, but she didn't even bring her camera, and really we just like had quality time. Like, we didn't document much, and it was exactly what I needed. She left yesterday morning, and I still had a bunch of like social things and stuff yesterday. So in total, I ate out like 8 times. Like, I barely ate at home. And it was a decent amount of heavier food. Like, yesterday I had a big brunch and I had a dinner date at restaurants, and the dishes are just rich. That's what it was. So not inherently a bad thing, but I feel like I just have food like sitting in my stomach because it just digests slower when it's high in fat. But I just know myself, and if I am like, okay, I'm just gonna start work and whatever before I eat, it will be like 1 p.m. and I'll be like, oh my god, I haven't eaten yet. So I'm just going to stick to my normal routine. Anyways, my food is probably cold now. That's sad. We were really busy today. Really busy today. Okay, there we go. Hi, sorry, that was so weird. It kept saying like, no internet. You know when it's like no internet, it's like reload this page with the little robot thing. How are you?
I'm good, dude. I came home yesterday and I was like, okay, I'm gonna take a nap, because I was falling asleep on a plane and I couldn't sleep because it's just impossible. So I get home and I'm like, cool, I'm gonna nap.
Traveling takes it out of you, and that was like an early morning after not even like a late night. It has been a very busy morning. I showed a little bit of Melissa and my CEO meeting, and then we podcasted after, and I got some client work done, got my posts up, and now I'm gonna film this recipe reel. And I'm making an air fryer, like single serve chocolate chip cookie. It does include protein powder, so I just feel like the most versatile flavor is the Beam vegan protein, but I need to knock this out. So I'll show you the final product. Okay, of course I forgot to film it before I did my like 10 taste tests, but this is it, and it is freaking fire. It's very moist, which I appreciate, and I definitely just like tore it apart, but like look at that baby. Oh, that's my CV. I am prepping some steak. Anyways, between me just like randomly tasting it and then like filming tasting it, this cookie's like half gone, so I'm just gonna eat it now. It has oats, it has banana, it has a scoop of protein powder, it has some chocolate chips. So it's gonna be carb, protein, fat in there, balanced meal. It is quite delicious, if I do say so myself. Call me weird, I don't know if I'm the only one. I'm not like a chocolate in the morning person. I just like didn't want anything really rich. One thing I brought up in a client check-in this morning, and she was like, I just felt like she had like made dinner, and she was like, I felt like it was a waste because I didn't like it. And I'm like, okay, here's the thing. Not every meal is gonna be a banger, and I remember when I was in that mindset, and it was right after I'd been just like really restricting my food, and I was just like, every meal needs to be this like elaborate thing. And the reality of it is, I'm gonna have another pre-workout meal tomorrow, right? Or like, I mean, this is really good. It just wasn't what I was feeling, right? And I think a lot of people just get in their head and they're like, well, what do I want? What do I need? And it's like, at the end of the day, it's just food. Okay, so I'm gonna eat this up, finish my check-ins, and get my bouquet to gym. We are done. My shoulders are actually toast. I'm all the way home and I still have a friggin' pump. Look at that. But I love training in the heat. I was planning on going to my other gym. I just like the midday gym vibes there, but I wanted to train in the 85 degrees. So anyways, my arms are a little noodlies, and let me get myself out of my car. I am just going to take Jax out and then make some food. I am so freaking hungry. I have asparagus in the air fryer, and I'm waiting for my rice to finish cooking. But so I'm gonna cut this up so I can snack on it. It's like I just knew that I was gonna train outside and I was gonna need something nice and refreshing. Look at that. I have some kiwis and nectarines that I need to get through as well. But I'm a big fruit girl, and I know a lot of people are like, oh, it's sugar. Like, it is natural sugar. It is great for you, especially around training. So good. But I also just love fruit, and the heat always makes me crave it. I suck. I forgot to show you guys. I did have one of these. They are healthy Choco Bites. They have different flavors. This is actually my first time having the chocolate ones here, but they're like these oat bites. And for 2 cookies, it's 100 calories, 4 fat, 18 carbs. There's 8 fiber in 2 of them, but I just had one. That was the pre-meal. Watermelon and these bad boys. Apparently we're just eating lots of cookies today. So this is the top sirloin that I made in the sous vide, and I just cut it up. And what I do is just like brown it in the pan. So the outside has like that seared, you know? Here is the final product. It very much looks like a mess. But what we have going on here is rice that I literally just put in the rice cooker before I took jacks out, and then I air fried up some asparagus. I have my top sirloin, and then I put some spinach in there. Honestly, I had a container that was about to go bad. And then my recent obsession, literally just finished this container, but it is this mango pico de gallo from HEB. And then these cocoa aminos, or like coconut aminos, have been my other recent obsession, so I just drizzled this on the top. I also marinate my steak in this, and it's so good. It's like a teriyaki sauce, but it's gluten-free. So this is gonna be my post-workout meal. It did take a little bit longer to whip up than normal just because I had to cook my rice, cook my steak, all of that stuff today, but now I have it all thrown together. So I've literally been having this meal with either asparagus or zucchini like every single day, because it is just... This honestly looks like a sad little meal, but it's getting kind of late and I don't want anything super filling. So we just got off our team call. I do have a little bit more work to do. And I'm really not super hungry, but it's one of those things where I'm like, I know if I get to the end of the day and I don't eat now, I'm going to have like a massive, large meal. And this is one of those things when I talk about like intuitive eating, I still try to be mindful, right? Like today, and just in general recently, I've had to train at like different times every single day, so it makes it hard to like figure out my meals. The other day, I ordered tortillas from Instacart, and they must have been out, but they sent me these, which I remember they sent me, this company sent me these when they first came out, and I was like, okay, like at least these are good. But they're cauliflower sandwich things. So they're a little bit thicker, and they're higher in fat, lower in carbs. But what I did is I just crisped them up, and then I added chicken, avocado, some cheese, and salsa. And I'm at the point where I'm like, should eat, could eat, but I also don't want anything too big because I am going to like eat my last meal and go to bed pretty soon. Which I have days I know I end up under eating, but if I can help it, I don't want to. And like I said, I'm like, I kind of have a bit of an appetite. Usually I would have some sort of like veggie with this, you know? But I'm like, I just don't want the volume. I just don't want the volume. Call me weird, but I actually really like cauliflower things, like cauliflower pizza crust and whatever. And this is kind of perfect because obviously I like to prioritize a lot of carbs pre and post workout, and then typically I'll do like higher fat in the evening. I just found that that's what works best for me, and like as a diabetic, it works best with my blood sugars. She looks good. It's really good. You can see they don't they're really small, but they don't fall apart, which is kind of nice. Here we have the last meal. It definitely doesn't look pretty, but it sounds so good, and I know it's gonna taste really good. So basically all that I did is make a pancake bowl. I feel like I've included this in a full day of eating before, but I made a pancake bowl with the birthday cake vegan protein, and then I used some of this paleo grain-free pancake mix, and I just do that, a whole egg and a little bit of baking powder, and then microwave it for like 30 seconds, and then I topped it with some of this take-home ice cream from Delights that you guys have seen. It's like a lower calorie ice cream, but it doesn't have a ton of like fiber or anything. It doesn't mess with my stomach, so we love it. Definitely has dairy in it, but I use chocolate covered pretzel, and then this is vanilla custards. Put them on top, and I'm going to eat this while I just kind of like plan out my day for tomorrow. So nothing super pretty, but it's gonna taste really good, and that's gonna be my macro cap. But we have a fresh face. It's been a productive Monday. Definitely not like the prettiest, most aesthetic food. It was just kind of one of those where I didn't plan anything, but we just went with it. And I mean, let me know in the comments if there are any like themed full days of eating that you want, or you want me to do more like aesthetic meals, but sometimes I feel like it's just nice to be like, oh, there are other humans out there who are just go, 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 just eat to fuel and live, and honestly, all my meals taste really good, so whatever. But that's gonna be this full day of eating. So comment, share, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.